Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Week 10 edition of the Commissioner's Corner of the Michigan Ultimate Survivors League podcast. I, of course, am James L. Seegers, your only commissioner these days. Things are going to be a little bit different this week, of course, because you will notice if you're on the site and you're looking for the top 15 in the nation, which, of course, you see it's still on this graphic, but I'm too lazy to fix this. Who cares? There are no more rankings, okay? Top 15 is a good gauge to see who's playing who in the middle of the year, but we are close to the end of the year, folks. That's right. There are only 2 weeks left in this fantastic season. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to cut the crap. These next 2 podcasts are going to be very playoff-centric. We're going to talk about who's in. We're going to talk about who might be in, who's definitely out, and a little bit more. As we get it going, no music anymore. All right, so we're going to go conference by conference here, division by division. Now, full disclosure, I've done very little research on this. I like to see it as we go through here. We're just looking at the standings page here, and let's look at the Spider-Man account. Now, again, every division winner makes the playoffs. Cannot stress enough. So if you win your division, you make the playoffs. Now, one team from every conference gets a bye. That is important, and you'll see why. Hey, I'm like Dr. Seuss, and I didn't even know it. It's a poet, and I didn't even know it, but still. All right, so here we go. Spider-Man division. We have Granny's Baloney Curtains with an 8-2 record. 3 6-4s here, okay? Now, that is a problem for some of these teams, and here's why. Okay, you might think, oh, hey, I'm only 2 games out. Well, you're more than 2 games out because of this right here. Your division record is the second tiebreaker behind regular record. So if Granny's Baloney Curtains lose the next 2 games, doesn't matter if these guys win or not, because they'll be 3-3, and he'll be 4-2. Thus, not good enough to win. So these guys, Kakambas and Chichki, are officially mathematically eliminated from winning this division. However, Oviedo Honey Badgers are not. Okay, they still have. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but that was pretty ridiculous. Honey Badgers taking on Granny's Baloney Curtains this week in the game of the week, no doubt, as they vie for first place. Oh my God! I don't know if you can hear that. This is the Honey Badger thing, but that's what's going through my headphones. So so we're looking at basically here's how it works. If Granny's Baloney Curtains wins one game, they win the division. In fact, they win the conference, as we'll see here in a minute. They win one game. If they lose both games, however, and that means they would have lost to Oviedo Honey Badgers, if Oviedo Honey Badgers wins both games, they will win the division. More than likely not the conference, but you never know. So, this one, all they have to do is win one game, and they win the entire conference, much less the division. Moving on. Marvel Conference, Thor Division. Here we go. Gamers, 6-4. They win out, they're in. Pretty simple. Providence Power, 5-5 with a better division record. They went out, they're in. Pretty simple because they still have to play Super Original. Oh, wait, shit. I'm sorry. I'm up here. Never mind. Honolulu Blue Balls, I believe they still have to play the Gamers. Let me double check that real quick. Let's hope we don't have this is the Honey Badger thing coming up. Actually, I think they might have just played them this week. Damn it. I always do that. Nope, the new sheriffs destroyed them. They still have to play the Gamers. Okay, so how that works is Honolulu Blue Balls wins out, they're in. Gamers wins out, they're in. If Gamers wins and Honolulu loses a game, Gamers win. Sandbaggers, unfortunately, I don't believe it's I think it is technically possible that you win still. It is. Very unlikely, but need a lot of help, but you can still do it. The new sheriffs, unfortunately, they are mathematically eliminated. Going down the Captain America division, only 2 real teams have a chance here, I believe. Uncle Rico is, I believe, out. I think you might have a super slight chance based on points and stuff. But mainly, Super Original wins out, they're in. Providence Power wins out, they're in. Or win a loss or loss by Providence, a win for Super Original would win the division for them. Then finally, we have the Iron Man division, where 2 5-5 teams are battling it out for first place, which is shocking to a lot of us, but still, long story short here, whoever has the best 2 weeks wins this division, period. As of right now, Team Major Key, who has beaten the Broskis twice, has the lead. They both win. They both win. Major Key win. They both lose. Broskis or Major Key will win. Major Key has to lose a game, and Broskis have to win one more game than them. Now, I guess it's technically possible that they could both lose both games, and then you're looking at a real shitstorm if Conservatism, New Counterculture, and Tallywhackers both win. But I'm pretty sure they have to play each other, so it probably can't even happen, I don't think. But we like to hold on to hope, even if there isn't really there. So, in terms of the conference, as I said, there's 1 8-2 teams. There are 2 6-4 teams. All Granny's Below Curtains has to do is win a game the next 2 weeks. And not only do they win the division, but they win the conference, which is crazy. Then we go down to the DC conference. We start off with the Superman division, which is this one up here. Black Hole's got a 1-game edge on New Orleans Rock Chucks, a 2-game lead on the skidding KZoo Crazies. They were once 5-0, and now they're 5-5, which is really sad. But yeah, I'm sorry. Shit. So based on the fact that 3-1, they're 3-1, I believe technically KZoo's still alive. New Orleans Rock Chucks definitely still alive, and Black Hole, if they win, they have to win out to guarantee themselves. If they lose, they can get some help and still win. New Orleans Rock Chucks, they need a little bit of help. KZoo Crazy need a lot of help. Going down here, Brutal Broncos. They are 7-3 with a 3-1 division record. 2 games up on Giggle Giggle. Giggle Giggle could win out. They'd be 7-5, 4-2 in conference. Brutal Broncos could lose out, be 7-5, 3-3 in conference. So, technically speaking, if Giggle Giggle wins out and Brutal Broncos loses out, then Giggle Giggle would win the division. Now, that being said, if Brutal Broncos wins 1 game, they win that division, period. So they can bench players the next game if they want to. Unless, of course, they're competing for that first round bye. Of course, you kind of get a bye if you just bench everyone to play weaklings. So, yeah. Not allowed, by the way. You cannot not submit a lineup, because if you don't submit a lineup, if you're winning, you will get randomized. So you're better off to start backups or injured players than it is to just leave it blank, because you will get randomized, no doubt about it. Going down to the Flash division, we have a 3-way battle here. Brady's Balls with a slight advantage over Zeke and the Dublin Drunks. All 3 teams very much alive here. All have the same division record. They're all going to be playing each other in the next couple of weeks. Basically, Brady's Balls wins, both games they're in. They lose a game, then all hell can break loose. They lose 2 games, they're probably not going to win that division. So, pretty important to watch that. That's one of the closer races to watch. Now, this one here, this is big here because Wally has won this division. Now, the question is, he's got a 7-game win streak too, by the way. Congratulations. The question is, does he basically say, you know what? I could play for a first round bye, or I could just bench all my players for 2 weeks and basically get 2 byes and then have to play that first week of the playoffs. This is where strategy comes in, folks. While not getting a playoff bye, he definitely has 2 weeks to go where he can just bench a bunch of players if he wants to. So, and he could still even win it if these guys, if Black Hole and Brutal Broncos or do not participate the way they could. Very unlikely that if he benches players, he would win that conference, but possible. But if he benches players, he gets 2 byes in a sense, so he'd have all the players to use the next couple of weeks, in the playoffs, even if he has to play that first week of the playoffs. So, big decision for Wally. Going on the Star Wars conference, we have this debacle here. 52 Shades of Clay. Congratulations, you have a 1-year division. There's only 2 games left. So you can also do the same thing Wally can do if you want to not try to win the conference. If you don't want that bye at the beginning of the playoffs, you can bench your players and essentially get 2 byes by not playing real people. So then, of course, you wouldn't win the conference, so you'd have to play that first week of the playoffs. So it's tough. It's very strategic. Don't know how to do it. Statistically, it's probably better to, bench the players, I guess. You get 2 byes for the price of 1. Now, going down here, people who are not in this luxury, Monster of the Midway, Friday Night Tights. And Ashley Manning's HGH supplier. I don't know if these two play each other. Let's see real quick. Okay, Monster of the Midway, Friday Night Tights. So one of those two teams will win that division. Unfortunately, Ashley Manning is HGH supplier. Maybe if you submit a lineup, Joel Spencer every once in a while, you would actually not have been in this position. But you've been randomized a couple times. I believe you actually won this week via randomizer, I think. Pretty sure. Last visit 16 days ago. That's not good, guys. That's not good. You don't want to visit the site once every 3 weeks. So basically, Monster of the Midway, Friday Night Tights. That was huge, though. The randomizer did win. I saw that Melissa Garrity was complaining about it, but that's why you have the randomizer for situations like this. It does happen. I believe like 4 games this week, or not this week, this year have been won by randomizers. And the reason the randomizer is there is this exact thing right here, folks. People are like, whoa, we don't want to reward these people. Well, you're not rewarding the people who aren't submitting a lineup. You're helping the people who are in the league, in the division, and need the team that team is playing to lose in order to have a chance. So, rather than just screw everybody, it's like, well, they don't submit a lineup, so what? So be it. This guy gets automatic win at the end of the year. No. Just like if, you were saying, well, you know what, you're my buddy and I want you to win, I'm not going to submit a lineup. That shit don't fly either, which is why the randomizer's there. And thank God it's there, because Monster of the Midway lost to a randomizer this week, opening the door so this division is still up for grabs. So remember that, people. When you see a randomizer on there, like, well, that's kind of stupid. It might help you sometime, as it helped Melissa Garrity and the rest of this division, except for the Apache Chiefs because they suck, this week. So, long story short, whoever has the better of the 2 weeks, going to win that division. Last game of the year, which is next week, Friday Night Tights takes on Monsters of the Midway. So a huge game. That'll be a huge game of the week. Darth Vader division. Here we go. Did we skip the DC conference in terms of? Oh yeah, 8-2. We already said that. 8. So we'll go back to DC conference here real quick. Wally's 8-2. There's a 7-3, 7-3 team. Black Hole and Brutal Broncos all technically have a good chance of winning that conference, and then a few 6-4 teams. So going back here, we're going down to Darth Vader division, 8-2, FarmersOnly.com. Congratulations, you have won this division. You're going to be tasked with the same choice as other guys. Do you bench players, or do you just say, screw it, I want to get that first round bye? Whatever. This division is over. FarmersOnly.com definitely has won this division. Has a decent chance of winning that conference, too. If he wins one game, for example, he'll be way up on everybody. I'm going down to the old Kylo Ren division. Too bad you guys aren't in this division because look at this. Look at that. 3 5-5 teams in that division. Wow. Speaking of 5-5, 5-5 still very much alive down in the Kylo Ren division as Grigory Clegane. Only one game out from 3 people up top. 99% luck, 1% heart. That is Rocky Keeling, who's kind of reeling. Keeling is reeling. 4 losses in a row. Brady O'Bush, 1 loss in a row. 6-4. Sag Nasty's notch above top notches, still very much alive. And Grigory Clegane, still alive, technically. This division's up for grabs entirely. Obviously, 99% luck has the advantage because he's 3-1 in division. Everyone else is 2-2. But anything can happen. Just ask Ellie Goulding. All right. So, in terms of conference champion here, we have FarmersOnly.com with 8-2 record, 52 Shades of Clay 7-3, but they've both already won their division. Do they bench people? That is the question. We'll have to wait and see. FarmersOnly.com especially is in a good shot because they have an extra game over them. So, we'll see, man. That's going to be interesting to see how people play that. And then finally, the Game of Thrones conference. We have up at top the Vic in the Box over Trump Up the Volume and Getting Schneider. Vic in the Box, they win one game they're in. They lose both games, and Trump in the Volume wins both games. They would have a better division record. If Getting Schneidered wins both games and Trump the Volume, I don't know if it's even possible. Let me look. See who they have to play yet. Getting Schneider has to play Yeti Express and Trump Up the Volume. The question is, to Trump Up the Volume and Vic in the Box play? That's the question. They do. So, unfortunately, Getting Schneider is eliminated because someone's going to win that game. So, Vic in the Box, Trump of the Volume, they're the only two that can do it. Vic in the Box, Trump of the Volume wins out, and Vic in the Box loses the second game, then he would win the conference or the division. Otherwise, Trump of the Volume will come in second. 4-3. Family Box probably win that one. Going down to the Stark division. This is a very stark contrast to the some of these divisions here. 5-5 winning, 4-6 second place, 3-7 still, I believe, if they're not eliminated, very close to not being eliminated. Pylon pounding Pythons. 3-7, I believe they still could have a chance. Very unlikely, but if they win 2 games, it'd be 5-7. These guys split, they'd be 5-7. If this guy loses 2 games, he'd be 5-7. I think it's possible. Point is, this division is garbage, and y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Going down to the Targaryen division, 7-3 teams. This is the craziest shit ever. 7-3 teams. Wow. Way to go, boys. All you guys are going to be in the running for the playoffs based on division record. All Papa's playa. And they're all tied, too, by the way. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. So this is going to be intense shit. Unfortunately, Nasty Nutria, you are eliminated, but we love you. So watch this division, folks. It's going to be crazy. And then we go down to the Baratheon division, where not quite as crazy, but still some things could happen. Password is Taco's got a 3-1 divisional record, but there's 1 game out of Collector Kings. The conspiracy is in. Better bring your A game. Probably mathematically eliminated. Let's see if Password is Taco and Collector Kings are still playing. They are not. They've already played. So technically speaking, I believe, but Better bring your A game still alive. We'll see. Now, let's break down that playoff thing one more time. The conference winner, which is the best record in the conference. And if there's a tiebreaker, it goes to division record. If there's a tiebreaker there, it goes to head-to-head record. If they happen to play, which they probably didn't. If there's a tiebreaker there, it goes to points, period. Okay? So they will get a bye. The other 3 conference winners will win a playoff spot per conference. And then there are, I believe, 6 spots. I'd have to double-check the math. The next X amount of spots go to teams with the best record, who have the best record. And even if you're in the very bottom, even if you're, like Yeti Express or, like Sioux Girls 1 Cup down there in the cellar, throw super lineups out, and quite frankly, you can still get in on points. If you score like 200 points one week, which would be insane, but if you did, that puts you right up in the running to make the playoffs, because there are 2 spots, or maybe 3 spots, that are, I'd have to double check, that are determined strictly on points, not record. And then finally, there are some wild card spots where you get 1 entry for every win you have. So yeah, there we go. That's where we stand on the playoffs. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later.